Okay, so now we are looking at the inside of the FA-1000. As you can see, it kind of looks like a mess, but it's actually, most of the mess is actually just off the screen, which I won't show, but all that's down there is the AC hookup, your 120 volt transformer, and the batteries, which is not very interesting because you've seen that kind of thing before. But anyways, so right here we have the main motherboard. Right here, this whole piece underneath, and then you have, this is on a FA-1000 from the factory, you would not have this card here. This is an expander card, which gives it 8 more zones. So, right here, these two terminals are for your RS-485, so this is for your annunciator hookup, which you can see it does have wires on it right now, because the annunciator's over there. But yeah, that's for annunciators and stuff like that. You have a ground connection for some reason, probably for the annunciator, and then you actually have another for RS-485 output that will allow you to hook up, I think, another annunciator, which are actually called RA-1000s, which we will see in a second. But yeah, I guess so you can have a bunch of annunciators on 2 different circuits. Next, you have your alarm relay right here. These 3 terminals, you got your normally open, your common, and your normally closed. And that's for relays and stuff like that you want to do. You have your trouble relay right here, which is the same order. And you have your, actually a supervisory relay, which is actually, you don't see that too much, but it's kind of interesting that Mircom panel has that. You have, your 4-wire smoke detector output, your 24-volt smoke detector output. And these 2 terminals, it has 2 separate outputs, I'm not sure. Here you have your 4 notification appliance circuits, because the 2 terminals on the outside are for your Class B, and then the 2 on the inside would be for your Class A. And these modules actually, or these little terminals actually unplug. I'll unplug one, it'll go into a trouble. Yeah, just show. Yeah, these just unplug, and all Mircom panels use 3.9K end-of-line resistors. So if you're a collector looking for one of these, it's actually fairly simple. You just need to know what kind of resistor to get. Over here also, I guess now you have your zones. You have your 8 different zones, all from here to here where the resistors are. It's kind of hard to see because this is in the way. And very back here you have, that is actually 2 24-volt auxiliary power outputs, which are filtered, and that is what you'd also need to use for the annunciators to power them. And as for the main control, or the expander card, you just have your terminals up here for 8 zones, and you have your ribbon cable connection, and I believe this is for power, if I'm not mistaken. Over here you have your ribbon cable that connects the display to the board. You have, your relays, your capacitors, all that, your control chips, your PC hookup. Yes, these things can, I think, be hooked up to a PC in some sort of way. I'm not sure why, though. That is the inside of what an FA-1000 would look like. Now, older ones would look a little different, but because I don't have an older one, I can't really show that. Okay, so now we are looking at the RA-1000 remote annunciator. Now, these annunciators can actually be used with both the FA-1000s, the Mircom FX-2000s, which are addressable, and also, I believe they can also be used with the FlexNet, which is the very newer FX-2000s, which are, yeah, they're Mircom's newest panels out there. But yes, this annunciator, as you can see, we have, yeah, this is going to be kind of all over the place, but we're going to open up the door, and we have the same controls, for the most part, that the FA-1000 has. You have your, your reset, fire drill, acknowledge, general alarm, lamp test, auxiliary disconnect, buzzer silence, and signal silence. But as you can see, we do not have the same troubles that would show up on the FA-1000. It actually has just an extra spot for zones. So this actually has 32 zone LEDs. You got your piezo up here. You have your connections. This is your 24 volts. and this is your RS-485 in and out, and yeah, 24 volts in and out. You have an LED here which blinks the number of annunciators that are on the circuit. It is just blinking once. And down here you have let's see, 16 dip switches, and that is used to set the address for what annunciator it is. So, also, but yes, you do still have also your test config, remote failure, common trouble, and your AC power. And the controls actually for this annunciator are kind of delayed compared to the FA-1000, though that's no surprise. So if I were to, let's say, do a trouble on the FA-1000, and then I want to acknowledge it, or silence the buzzer, you kind of have to hold it. You really have to hold the button down to get it to respond. And because you can tell, actually, the piezo on this, I didn't really like it. It was really annoying, and I kind of stuffed some electrical tape in it to silence it, and now it just kind of buzzes really quietly, as you can see if we put it back to normal. But yeah, that's the annunciator, and you've still got, these are zone names that I had a while back. So now we are actually going to go ahead and put it into alarm so you can hear what it sounds like. And I don't have any notification appliances hooked up because it's kind of, I didn't really bother because, you know, you've seen that kind of thing many times. But I do have a pulse station, which you've never seen before. This is actually a Mircom MS507, I believe. It's a key activated, or no, key reset Mircom pull, which are actually more common in the United States. They don't really see these in Canada too much. But anyways, you're going to go ahead and pull it, and you'll hear the relay clicking code 3 on the panel. And I do have it set on zone 9. And it does show a common trouble whenever you silence the panel because it'll do a signal silence. And I don't know why they had to make that a trouble, but I guess it was because, you know, the NACs were being disabled. But anyways, let's go ahead and reset the pull station. It takes actually a B key. It doesn't take a Mircom key for some reason. And actually, let's go ahead and reset it from the annunciator. And another thing is that Mircom locks and simplex locks use the same keys. So you can use Mircom keys on most simplex locks and most simplex keys on Mircom locks, which is actually kind of interesting. Yes, actually some other features I should mention. This panel has coding options. It has, it's got march time, which is actually 60 beats per minute march time. It's got California code, code 3 continuous. So it's got 4 different, that's 4 different coding options it has. And it also has 2-stage, it has selective silence, it's got all sorts of features in it, which is actually kind of cool. On a scale of 1 to 10 that I recommend this panel, I give it about a 7 or 8 because for a collector, it is actually a very good panel, a very good first panel for like those who are looking for a little bit bigger other than a mini panel. It's got lots of features. It's conventional. It only uses 1 type of resistor. Only thing I really don't like about it is that it puts out full-wave rectified, but you could probably just get yourself a NAC booster and that'll fix the problem. If I had to say anything else is that these panels also, actually I should say that they are kind of, in a way, they're not the best in terms of reliability. It's kind of a hit or miss. Most FA-1000s, especially newer ones that you'll find, are a lot more reliable, but a lot older ones, if you're trying to find one from like 1998, you'll probably, and if you do find one, you might have to treat it with a little more care because they were kind of new at that time, and they did have a lot of problems with crashing and stuff like that. But other than that, though, these panels are really great, and yeah, so that has been Conventional Panels 101 with CJ9899 on the FA-1000. We will see you guys next time. We're signing off, and goodbye.